Hello YouTube, my name is Joe, this is my channel, and we are in my workshop right now. I spend my days as a high school shop teacher. I spend my evenings, weekends, and summers pretending to be a farmer of some shape, variety, type. Today's video, we're going to talk about this wood lathe. I was able to bring this home about a month ago and spend a little bit of time learning about it, getting to know it, understanding exactly what it is. And I thought I would share it with you mostly because I'm hoping to do some work with this in the future. Once it gets cold outside, I'll come out to the shop a little bit more. And honestly, just to kind of fill that void, there's not a lot of information out there. And so thought that I would share what I know with you guys, okay? So this is, let me move you a little closer, and I'll kind of get out of the screen here. This is a 1956 Delta Rockwell Homecraft edition. And so from my understanding, Delta Rockwell would contract out different companies to build different products. And so this was built by the Homecraft company, and this was considered a light duty, entry level, residential, hobby type lathe. And to me, it's a pretty stout, heavy duty machine. Has about a half horse motor underneath. Like I said, it has about a half horse motor underneath. It has open belts. From what I can see, there was no guards ever there, which makes it simple, but definitely in my high school class, that would not be permissible, not having guards in place. I don't think that'll have a problem with it, but nonetheless, it's there. Oil cap, lubricated, so that is something that to be concerned with. It does have a standard number 2 Morse taper for the headstock. And it also has a standard Morse taper number 2 in the tail stock. Bring you guys a little bit closer here. So I'll bring you a little closer here. I got a couple accessories with this. This is definitely a, you can see that it's a 4-speed. I did find some pictures online where the motor used to be over here in this space where you could do up to, I think, 16 speeds, but 4 speeds for my operation is pretty much all I'll ever need. It's about a 3-foot long bed, and I believe that is like an 11-inch throw, so about 5.5 inches is all that I have for my radius of operation, which is way more than I think I'll ever need. I was given a couple extras with it. Small faceplate. I will probably try to find a little bit bigger faceplate, but that's pretty good for this size lathe. Smaller tool rest, which I'm sure will come in handy as well. And then they gave me a chuck with the matching Morse taper that I can actually put in the headstock or the tail stock, and that's pretty handy. Turn it on for you guys. They're really pretty quiet running. There is some kind of spring down here to kind of keep the motor from flopping around too much, but that's in the slow speed. You can hear it's pretty smooth. Everything seems to move around pretty good. The tailstock, the spindle, I had to really work to get it out. I cleaned it up, oiled it down. Now it seems to be moving a little bit more. There's a little surface rust on here, but this does slide around fairly decent. Like I said, I still need to do a little bit of cleaning up on it, but this is my old lathe. I've used this in a couple, I did a Christmas tree video a while back, and it was a pretty good starter lathe, but with these two pipes here, they start to shake and shatter around, and so it's not very sturdy. So not sure what I'll do with that. Maybe I'll pull the motor. Maybe I'll sell it as it is. We will see. Kind of unique on this lathe though is definitely that is not the traditional stand. I think that's more of a craftsman style pedestal, but it makes for a pretty sturdy base. So now I find myself pretty heavy on lathes around here. I got my grandpa's old South Bend that honestly doesn't get used much, but I like to face off a couple things a year. I'd like to start practicing how to cut threads with it. I know there's some great resources out there, either YouTube or actually have a lot of the manuals that how to run a metal lathe booklet. I think I might start working through that sometime soon. I've got this new Delta, this Homecraft. I'm not planning on restoring it. I want to just make sure that it's usable, that it's safe. I know the switch here is missing the cover, so I'll probably get a hold of a little cover plate for that. But I want to make sure it's safe for my kids, operational. And quite frankly, a lot of the machines in here, I might pretend like they're mine, but really they're just with me for a while. Grandpa's metal lathe, it'll be with me. I want to make sure that it's operational, and then it may go on. Hopefully it'll go to a family member, but it may go on somewhere else. My bandsaw I've shared with you guys, a Raycon 10326. It's with me for a while. You keep it running, and then eventually it will go somewhere else and get used. That's always the goal. So I've got some decisions to make. I'll probably keep my chisels for sure. Maybe some parts duplicate over, not certain there. But thought I would share this with you, hoping to work on some projects. My woodshop students, they actually build a wood mallet on the wood lathe, and so I'm thinking I'm going to probably try to duplicate that project when I'm practicing on this, right? So sorry, I get a little talkative, but most people won't stick around this long, so it's okay. But this is the new lathe, and so like I said, got it home, played with it for a while, made sure it was operational because I really didn't have an opportunity to turn it on when I bought it, and it works. And I will play with it this winter, and I will bring you guys along when I get that chance. So just checking in with you guys. Things are good. We are preparing for hog harvest in a few more weeks, getting everything kind of in line, making sure that we get the last. I got a couple knives coming, built a little skinning cradle, they call it today, just to kind of hold the pig so that we can do the skinning. You guys saw a while back that I put the hooks on the tractor, and so just kind of getting some things in order, really waiting for those nighttime temperatures to drop where we can have some food safety, right? Kids are wild with activities, and I don't know if that'll calm down. Probably not. The hope and dream is that it will, but it probably won't. And so we just kind of fit in. Harvested potatoes this weekend, and that was pretty sad. It was really a little disappointing, but I guess I'll just not have potatoes. I'll have maple syrup instead. So I'm done talking. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again. Bye now.